Hello, and a warm welcome to this reflection from St George's Anglican Church, Paris. I was inspired last week by Ansgar of Hamburg. Ansgar is also known as the Apostle to Scandinavia. Inspired not by Ansgar's successes, but quite the reverse, by his failures, the way in which he lived a life of danger and hard work and no visible success whatsoever. Ansgar died in the year 865 in the Dark Ages. He was born near Amiens and educated at Corvey Abbey in Picardy, part of the Empire. And it was the emperor who mandated him to go north and take part in the attempt to Christianize, to convert the pagan edges of the Holy Roman Empire in what is now Saxony. From there, he was sent as part of a very small party to the very dangerous edges of the Danish kingdom, where he set up a school, and from Hamburg, where he founded a monastery, he worked for 18 years building up the mission of the Christian church. After 18 years, he literally saw all his work go up in smoke following an unexpected and unplanned for Viking raid. Everything was burnt. Church, monastery, school, the works. But he persisted. He carried on. He was clearly a man of remarkable gifts, not only able to speak attractively and urgently of the kingdom, but also able to make good friends with pagan kings and keep them on side even when they were fighting one another. Ultimately, at his death, Scandinavia remained a pagan area, and remained so for another 200 years until around the millennium. Last week, I also, he says smugly to himself, finished my first Harry Potter novel in French. I'm very fond of Harry Potter. In one of the novels, called The Order of the Phoenix, Harry and his friends are driven to desperate straits by the High Inquisitor imposed on the school. And Harry is urged by his fellow students to teach them how to defend themselves against the dark arts. And Harry gets a bit frustrated by this because he's 14, 15 and a bit stroppy, and he's deciding that he wants his friends to understand that it's not him. He says, "Just listen to me, all right? It sounds great when you say it like that." They've been describing all of the things that he'd done. "But all that stuff was luck. I didn't know what I was doing half the time. I didn't plan any of it. I just did whatever I could think of, and I nearly always had help." Ansgar, like Harry Potter in the novel, looked beyond appearances. One of Ansgar's monks was raving about the miracles that Ansgar had been performing. Marvellous, wonderful. Ansgar cut him off and said that the real miracle would be if God answered his prayers and turned him into a good man. That, I feel, is the point. Real life isn't like a movie, even a great movie that makes you feel better for somehow simply watching it. Real life can be hard. I heard this week there's a new expression. When somebody asks how you are, you simply reply, "I'm COVID fine," which translated means, "I don't really want to talk about it." Ansgar kept on going through being COVID fine, or the 8th century equivalent, despite real discouragements and the world he lived in thinking that everything he believed was nonsense. He carried on, doing the stuff he knew how to do, and always relying on the help of his friends.